In the city of Hartford, Connecticut, two groups of people you would never expect to work together are connecting through the power of music. A special program called Good Vibrations offers free classes consisting of guitar or rap poetry lessons to middle school boys at the Charter Oak Cultural Center in the heart of the city. The boys are joined by several of the city's police officers who partake in the weekly classes, aiming to mend the barriers between the two groups.
It was a pilot program. We didn't know what was going to come out of it, but it was just to interact with kids that are from the community through the way of arts.
Friendships are being made, and the boys are learning to express their feelings through music.
Music, it helps the brain, and all different things that you can think of, helping your skills with, hand-eye coordination and just being able to, culturally, these kids have never even heard of Led Zeppelin before because the culture they come from, nobody listens to Led Zeppelin, which is, that's how I grew up. I didn't know who Led Zeppelin was either. So just learning things like that is important just to help them be more well-rounded and stuff like that.
The boys who may have viewed cops differently before they started the program are starting to see them in a new way.
I thought they're like pretty like strict and scary and stuff, but they're pretty cool, I guess.
One of the main reasons the program started was because of a tasing that had happened to 26-year-old Matthew Russo in the summer of 2014. Rabbi Donna Berman took this incident to heart and wanted to make a change in the community.
And the whole idea of it was to do actually what the police chief and I did. I'm sure he had lots of assumptions about who I was, and I had lots of assumptions about who he was, and we talked to each other, and we were eyeball to eyeball. And when people are eyeball to eyeball, it's harder to hate, and it's easier to kind of come together, and so that's what we do for the police and the kids. We want them to be together, creating music together, so they get to know each other as human beings. And mostly, the truth is, it's about the police getting to know that these kids are kids. They're not thugs, they're not hoods, they're kids.
Good Vibrations was honored in Washington for being champions of change in September of 2015.
I got an email at first from the White House in my work email. So I thought it was like spam mail at first. So I ignored it. And shortly after, I got a phone call from a supervisor, and he informed me that there was a White House staff member that wanted to speak to me. So I started to giggle a little bit, and I was like, oh, it's a real email. And that's when I learned that I was nominated by the Good Vibrations program through Susan, Mazer and Rabbi Donna Berman.
The program is now running its third session, with over 65 students participating so far. Good Vibrations has played a major role in showing the boys that police officers are not the bad guys, and also showing the police officers that the boys aren't just troublemakers.
Myself and Officer Otero were driving down the street, and one of the schools was dismissing, and a couple of the kids shouted us out from the sidewalk, and we stopped and said hi to them, and it was cool.
We have to find more ways to help others on the same planet as sisters and brothers.
The program gears up for their final session, where the boys and the police officers will get to record their rap poetry and guitar mashup together in a recording studio, with the hopes that the two groups can continue to work together and respect each other even when the music stops. Reporting for The Pulse, this is Amanda Saliano in Hartford, Connecticut.